Good morning, everybody. Michael Peterson with MP Sports and the station RE.com, RE Real Estate Residential. Happy Friday, April 11th. Okay, this is kind of a personal post. I've heard for years both sides of the aisle of people talking about is or are sports good for kids? And all this information that supports that it's not. On the other side, all the support and facts that it is. I'm on the side that playing sports is good for kids. But here lies the question. It takes a lot of effort to make it good for kids. I'm going to make this personal in a sense without acknowledging, but a very close personal friend of mine who I adore as a parent is explaining to me things that have been going on in their life that sometimes makes me realize sports isn't good for kids when it does this. Shaming, bullying, and the things that go along with punching young kids in the face that demoralize their development of self-confidence and self-worth. And I ask myself, who's really responsible for this? If a parent drops off their child with me in practice as a coach, am I responsible for what goes on during that time that creates the negative for children that go home and have dark thoughts about their life? My answer is absolutely I do. You cannot watch this video and not have someone in your life that isn't a child. Grandpa, grandma, sister, brother, aunt, uncle. Maybe you're a young company. Yeah, I mean, you name it. There is not a human being in the world that's watching this that doesn't have some form of a child in their life. And of course, we all were at one time. I can speak personally of sitting in a room in a dark time of my life with abuse and neglect that was bestowed upon me, and suicidal thoughts were there because I was shamed, bullied, mocked, ridiculed, while I was a star athlete and everything. I just happened to have athleticism given to me by family members and the smartness of being in a family that was raised about a work ethic and dedication, and I just ultimately became a great athlete. And I went through that stuff. I can only imagine how difficult it is for kids who aren't experiencing a great deal of success. Now, club basketball, I'll speak of personally. Listen to yourself, coaches, club directors. You are now working with the best athletes in the sport. Tryouts, picking, cherry picking the best of the best of the best, recruiting the best of the best of the best. Very seldomly do those kids you're traveling around the country with not have the money to do it. They're more than likely not being fat shamed. They're more than likely not being bullied. They're more than likely not backed in the corner of being inadequate and made to feel that they have no self-worth. So your understanding of what it's like for kids to go through that is probably little to nothing. Unless it happened to you. And you've overcome. And are now working with kids that may not have that, but you at least have an understanding of what it felt like to go through it at that particular time in your life. So the question is, convince me one way or the other, sports is good or bad for kids. When I listen to the heartache and see tears, this morning I'm literally made to believe in some extent that sports aren't good for kids. If what I've just talked about is happening, and we as coaches do not take it upon ourselves, one of the greatest responsibilities in the world that we should have is to ensure that when kids are on a team of ours, they do not experience those things. And if they do, we educate ourselves on the appropriate way of correcting the behavior to protect the kids that are in our care. Same thing with special needs. I really want people to think and pay attention to what the club world of pick a sport, insert here, truly is versus the grassroots opportunity, as I spoke of yesterday, that every child deserves an opportunity to have the thrill of victory versus constantly get kicked in the teeth with the agony of defeat. And the hatred world in which we are living in, polarized right now, but what's going on only fuels that even more. Parents, I encourage you to go out and whatever sport that you can offer your opportunities for, to get involved and put grassroots opportunities together for kids. Focus a little bit about what the game is about and a lot about what the development and the protection and the encouragement for kids is about. I am truly blessed to have coached special needs children. I'm truly blessed to always grow up and wanting to pick the worst player in a pickup game and put all of them on my team, knowing that I could be that person to help them, to encourage them. And if we won, it was just a feather in the cap to win with all the kids that nobody else wanted. I don't know what it was, but it was maybe because we were underdogs growing up in the environment in which many of you from Russell, Minnesota were. Poor, isolated, lack of opportunities. I really want people to stop as a coach and as a director of a team and truly put the mindset is, what am I doing to impact and to help and protect these kids? And sitting there and not willing to stand up and try to be a person of change does no one any good. Just because my family, my daughter was born with 10 fingers and 10 toes, with college-educated adults in her life, the encouragement and all of the blessings and the cultural things that she's growing up with. Just because that's what we have doesn't mean that other families and other children, people's children, aren't important to us, because they are. And as coaches, as mentors, we owe it to make an impact on every child, not just the good ones that are traveling around the country on a select team, on the best of the best team. This is the moronic and ironic part of this. Do you realize that the chances of the best player on all of these all-star and select teams traveling around the country, the opportunity for them to get in college and play a sport is about the same as a special needs kid who can't even get on a team? It's so very few, and the chances are so slim. So if I'm put to the test of, here's the 10 best kids in Colorado at the 8th grade level, you can coach them, Mr. Peterson, versus 10 scrubs from the neighborhood who've just picked up a ball for the very first time, 8th graders, I'll take the scrubs, thank you. That's a real challenge. I'll take all the kids that have been fat shamed. I'll take all the kids that have been bullied. I'll take all the kids from broken homes, from alcoholic parents. I'll take all the kids who have been abused, all the kids who have been neglected, and I will devote my time and energy to those kids that deserve my leadership than the 10 best kids that'll travel around the country and slaughter everybody by 50. As you're coaching, one final word. Just really, truly ask yourself in the heat of the battle and trying to win. Am I really, truly making an impact for these kids that I'm coaching? Am I here for the right reasons? Is any of this conduct and activity going on behind the scenes with the kids that are in my class, on my team? And what can I do to change it, to recognize it, and to deal with it appropriately? The one thing that I really truly love about the business model that I have developed, the work ethic, the commitment, and the dedication, and the constant day-to-day, every day, trying to figure out ways of helping all of the kids that get left behind and all the kids that are struggling with the issues that I've just spoke of. And you too, as a business model, no matter what sport, what business you are in, I would hope it would matter to you as well. No kid left behind, or whatever slogan you want to throw in. I really truly think that matters to some extent, and I want each and every one of us that's involved in sports to be able to truly answer, as long as I'm involved, those that I affect, those that I have direct contact with, sports is good for kids. Be kind, be thankful, and do your best, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Take care.